So today we're going to look at the final research paper look-through, okay? Now, what you need to do today, I'm assuming that the draft is already done, that you've already read it through, that you think that you have it about the way you want it. You're basically ready to turn it in, and now is when you think. You stop and think, okay? I want to check and make sure I have all the requirements done. I want to check and see if there are any mistakes that I want to correct. I want to check for completeness, make sure that it makes sense from beginning to end, that I didn't sort of start in one place and then go somewhere else and go somewhere, start somewhere else and sort of make it ramble in weird directions. And then, after all that's done, and it looks good and it is finished, then you submit it to turnitin.com. 371E research paper. Now, it's more important that it gets turned in there than into Schoology, so I've actually shut the Schoology window down, so you can't turn it in there. You have to turn it in at 371E research paper on turnitin.com. So, here are the things that you really need to look for, need to make sure that you have, okay? It says you need a title page, including some information. Okay, we'll look at that to make sure that's there. And then at the end, you need a works cited page. So those two pages, separate from everything else, those are easy to identify, but they're also easy to skip. I don't want you to skip them. I want them there. They make your paper complete. And if they're formatted properly, it goes a long ways towards the thought of your paper being complete and not being haphazard. Then, inside of those pages, inside of the title and works cited, you have the body. It's 1,000 words long, and it's got an introduction paragraph, and it's got a conclusion paragraph, then it's got the body paragraphs, okay? And just to be clear, it isn't like there are 5 paragraphs, it's like there are 5 sections. This is a paragraph, and this is a paragraph, and this is 3 sections, which may be 1 or 2 paragraphs each, or 2 or 3, depending on what you think, okay? Now, each of these detailed paragraphs needs to have synthesized information from 2 sources, at least 2 sources, okay? That means you have 2 citations in each paragraph, including either a paraphrase or a quotation. Either one is fine, okay? So there's going to be, for every paragraph here, there's 2. For every paragraph here, there's 2. For every paragraph here, there's 2 quotations or paraphrases, okay? So, now if there is a paragraph that doesn't have 2 quotations in it, that somehow doesn't have, synthesis in it. If there's one of those, don't worry about it, okay? If there's 2 of those, well, hopefully everything else is written nice and clean and solid, so that won't matter. If you don't have at least, 3 of your paragraphs, including the synthesis, then you can turn it in, or you can talk to me, and we can make it more appropriate, okay? You won't get a great grade, but you can turn it in. You'll get credit, okay? I don't want you to not turn it in if it's moderately done. Turn it in, and we can rewrite it. I can point out what the problem is, and you can rewrite it. That's what we need to do, okay? Don't not turn it in. Now, the other thing that's important is that regardless of how many paragraphs you have, how many quotations you have, twice I want to see that the synthesis is dealing with opposition. At least 2 times you should be identifying 2 sources that disagree with each other. 2 points of opposition, okay? So let's start with this word count, just to make it clear how you determine your word count. If you've never done it before, it's not hard to do in Google, okay? So to start with, when you are in your Google document, you notice the Tools tab. If you click on that, you can get the word count, okay? Now the important thing is that the word count will be for the entire document unless you have some of it shaded in, some of it highlighted. If it's highlighted, then what you will get is you will get that's how many words you've highlighted out of this many total. Now this total includes both the title page and the citations page, okay? So what you need to know is that the first number there, needs to be 1,000, okay? So you're going to, highlight only the body text, not the first and last page, and the body should be 1,000 words without the title and citations, okay? Those are extra. That gets added on to your essay in the end, okay? Now, this is what your paper is going to look like overall. This is the overall formatting. Here's your title page here, and here's your citations, and in between, there's 1,000 words. You see, it's not really that big. And in each of these paragraphs, now if, like I said, you should have synthesis in every paragraph, every body paragraph. That's intro, that's conclusion. You don't need quotations there, but you should have synthesis in each of the other paragraphs. And if you don't in one, don't sweat. Go ahead and hand it in. If you don't in two, see if you can tweak it a little. But beyond that, when it's this short, there's a little bit of latitude, okay? Now, the final thing is that you need to turn it in tonight. So you have the rest of the hour basically to review, to look it over, to decide if it's up to snuff, and then you can turn it in. So, thank you. Good luck.